So, welcome back, and we've got 4 more types of contrast or conflict. Remember, they're kind of opposites. We're going to look at line again. So, we've looked at straight lines, and we've got curved lines, but now we're going to add the straight and curved lines in terms of direction. So here you can see a curved line, and here you can see a straight line crossing over. And we've got long and short in there. Let me give you an example in an actual painting. So here we've got some long lines which are taking the eye down. Okay, we have curved lines here. There's kind of the wheel. Okay, and we've also got this kind of measure. So we're going. It helps us to measure the distance, the perspective, if you like. Yep. So long lines and short lines. Yeah, I hope you get the idea of that. So these are the long lines that are leading us down. Okay, we have some more shorter lines coming down here. You could say that this was a long line leading the eye, and this was a long line. Okay, so we've got those opposites going on. Next, we've got size and value. Now we've looked at the size of shapes, and we've looked at the value in terms of lightest light, darkest dark, but now we're going to join them together. It doesn't matter that we've got the circles on there. This is just to illustrate. So we've got the size of something and its value. Let's have a look. So here, a good example would be the size of these larger buildings, and they're kind of in the mid-tonal range. And here we've got the smaller shapes that turn on the side, but they're echoed into their lightest light. We have a similar effect here, but we've got our lightest light in these awnings. So the eye is naturally going to go here and all these focal points. Okay, so you've got your lightest light there, and you're kind of aiming to have darks around that. Yep, so we're talking about size of shapes and values. A quick another example on size of shapes and values. We talked about a dark here and a dark there against this light and the light washing. Okay, so you've got your lightest lights coming in here. Obviously we've got some shadows to help that, and next to the darkest darks, which makes the eye go here first before it goes around the painting. Okay, moving on. So then we start to put them all together. We've got the size of a shape. So you've got different sizes, like large ones and small ones. Obviously different shapes in a composition, and the value of them. And the value means whether they're light, dark, or in a mid-tone, a tone in between. Okay, so we've got size, shape, and value. So here we've got the size. Talked about again, different sizes, different shapes in here, not all the same shapes. We've got circular shape in the head. It's quite dominated by all of these rectangles, which is good because you want one shape to dominate. But we've got different shapes here. We've got a curve here, look. We've got straight lines. Yeah, we've got longer lines and short lines. So you can start to see there's quite a few of the elements in this composition that we've talked about. Okay, the more of all of these that you can get in, of 1 to 8, the better or the stronger your picture will be. The last bit is to do with size of a shape, so quite large. The lines, so we've got different lines. The value, so light and dark. And the direction that they might be going, so lines changing direction. Okay, so the size of shapes, the lines that they're different. You might have straight, you might have horizontal and vertical lines, you might have curved lines. The value is the darkest dark and lightest light, and the direction that those lines are going to. So let's have another quick look at this. So in terms of size, line, value, and direction, we've got size, we've got lines, we've got our values, lightest light, darkest dark, yeah, and the direction that they might be going in, different directions. Good, so I hope that's been useful. Remember to subscribe, come back again for more watercolour content. Take care.